Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. I'm going to resist the temptation today, or the urge, to talk about the Trump impeachment circus, because I've been on that. Even though there have been some new developments, I'm really wanting to talk about it, but I've been on this subject for the last two vlogs. There are other things happening in the world. I really want to talk about other things, not focus so much on this to the exclusion of everything else. Except that I'll say there are going to be open hearings starting next week in the House, and as one could reasonably expect, all the witnesses are going to be the witnesses that the Democrats wanted. So far, I haven't seen any witnesses listed whom the Republicans want to call, first among whom is Adam Schiff. I was pleased to see that idea because he's a fact witness. He talked to the whistleblower a long time before the whistleblower brought up his charges, and here I go talking about impeachment, the impeachment circus, when I just said I didn't want to. So we're off of that. I want to talk about something else, a really tragic event of 2 days ago, and now so much time has passed that other people are ahead of me on this already. I thought my idea was a little crazy, but even a senator is now talking about this. I'm talking about what to do about this, and this is the massacre of the 9 people in Mexico. Here's the headline. I don't know how anybody could have missed it, but just to be thorough, here's the headline. 9 Mormon women and children were shot and, quote, burned alive, unquote, in an ambush near the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, we all know by now that story. It's been the story for the last couple of days, so I'm not going to go into the story, but I'm going to go into well, here are some tweets from Donald Trump. You may have heard about this too, but I've got to go through it to recap, to go on to the point that I want to make. A wonderful family and friends from Utah got caught between 2 vicious drug cartels who were shooting at each other, with the result being many great American people killed, including young children and some missing. If Mexico needs or requests help in cleaning out these monsters, the United States stands ready, willing, and able to get involved and do the job quickly and effectively. The great new president of Mexico has made this a big issue, but the cartels have become so large and powerful that you sometimes need an army to defeat an army. This is the time for Mexico, with the help of the United States, to wage war on the drug cartels and wipe them off the face of the earth. We merely await a call from your great new president. Well, here's the response from the great new president, this great new Mexican president. Don't hold your breath waiting for a call to ask the United States to help Mexico deal with this problem that Mexico obviously cannot or will not deal with. Mexican president rebuffs Trump's offer to wage war on cartels. Mexican President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador batted down a Tuesday offer from President Trump to use U.S. military forces against Mexican drug cartels to, quote, wipe them off the face of the earth, unquote. At his daily morning press conference on Tuesday, Lopez Obrador, who was inaugurated last December, declined the offer, saying, quote, it's not in agreement with our convictions. The worst thing is war, unquote. Lopez Obrador has faced fierce internal criticism for his decision to release Ovidio Guzman, the son of drug kingpin Joaquin, quote, El Chapo, unquote, Guzman, after cartel gunmen besieged the northern city of Culiacan, killing 13 people on October 17th. Trump's offer to wage war against the cartels using U.S. forces in Mexico touches a third rail of Mexican politics, given the history of U.S. intervention in the country. I'm going to get back to that history in a few minutes, but so what? We intervened in Syria, we intervened in Iraq, and well, let's talk about it now. What the heck? We intervened actually in Mexico in 1916 to get this guy, Pancho Villa. Now, Pancho Villa in 1916 attacked an American town in New Mexico, Columbus, New Mexico. We sent in General Pershing. We went in there to get Pancho, but the point I want to get to is it's coming time, it's past due actually, that we realize, admit, acknowledge that Mexico is a failed state. Mexico is not Canada. We are next to a failed state. Never mind Mexico, the drug cartels have lookouts on our side of the border, watching the border to allow drug smugglers and immigrant smugglers to get across. That's why we need for sure a wall. This is another strong argument for securing our border, but I think we should go even farther if necessary. If Obrador won't get rid of the hugs, we have a very good military that can give these cartels a hug that they, the ones that survive, that is, will never forget. So that's, well, I'm going to let you hear Tom Cotton, Senator Tom Cotton. Here's what he had to say.
Well, unfortunately, it's plain that the Mexican government can't handle this. President Lopez Obrador came into office almost a year ago saying that his strategy for dealing with the cartels is going to be more hugs, not bullets. That may work in a children's fairy tale, but in the real world, when 3 American women and 6 American children were gunned down and burned alive, the only thing that can counteract bullets is more and bigger bullets. If the Mexican government cannot protect American citizens in Mexico, then the United States may have to take matters into our own hands. We showed that we can do it last week in Syria. We showed 8 years ago that we can do it in Pakistan during the Osama bin Laden raid. This is only 50 miles away from our southern border. We can certainly defend American citizens inside of Mexico if Mexico is not willing or able to do so.
What Tom Cotton just said is what I'm talking about. If Mexico will not deal with the problem, then we should invade Mexico. We sent troops to Syria. We sent 100,000 American troops to Iraq. We're not talking about sending hundreds of thousands of American soldiers overseas, thousands of miles away. Heck, they could drive into Mexico. That's what they should do if Mexico will not deal with this problem. I'm not going to put up a whole series of articles, but you're hearing more and more calls from Americans all the way up to senators, and I think Trump would be up to it. I think Trump should make it clear to Mexico, if you won't deal with this problem, if you won't use your army to go after these drug kingpins and their troops, that's what they are. Here's a story where, well, you maybe remember this one, where these drug cartels defeated the Mexican army in battle. There is no law and order in Mexico. The drug cartels control, at least in the area near our border, the drug cartels control it, and Obrador is not willing, apparently, to do anything about it. Now, remember, he wasn't willing to do anything about the illegal immigration either until Trump threatened tariffs. So maybe that's a starting point, more tariffs. He's got 26,000 Mexican troops acting as a human wall that they are paying for, by the way, that Mexico is paying for, a human wall. So that's another Trump promise fulfilled, maybe not in the way that it was originally envisioned, but that's effectively what it is. But if Obrador can commit 26,000 troops for that, then he can commit 26,000 troops to go house by house, if necessary, and get these drug dealers, these drug cartels, these soldiers, because that's what they are when you really get down to it. They're soldiers for a state within a state. They're no different from Hezbollah in Lebanon. That's what we're dealing with, which brings me to my final possible recommendation if Mexico won't deal with this problem. Trump negotiated with Turkey, we all remember, a 30-kilometer wide security zone along the Turkey-Syria border. This will be a future video, by the way. I was asked by a commenter earlier, can I admit that the security zone is working? I said it was too soon. I said it would take a few years, but I'm happy to admit now it seems to be working. I was proven wrong so far, and I'm happy to be proven wrong. I don't want people killed unnecessarily. I was afraid that Turkey was going to start in the security zone and then go beyond it, but it looks like as long as the Kurds are staying outside of the security zone, that Turkey is leaving them alone so far. And the Kurds seem to be satisfied with this arrangement, and the Kurds are also, well, they worked with us to get Baghdadi, so it seems to be working. So I could do this as a separate video, but anyways, I'm happy to admit it looks like I was wrong. I hope I continue to be wrong. And getting back now to Mexico, I'm wondering whether the United States should do what Turkey did with Syria, whether we should establish a security zone, never mind a wall right on our border, and I'm talking about on Mexico's side of the border, not our side of the border. Why should we give up any of our land for Mexico, the failed state's inability to govern their country? So I would, if Mexico can't deal with this problem, send American troops into Mexico to clear, say, a 5-mile, 10-mile security border along their side of the Mexico border to keep these cartels from threatening the United States. And then if Mexico doesn't like us having a security zone there, well, it's very simple. Take your army and deal with these drug cartels, and when we're satisfied that they are no longer a threat, we can bring our troops home. And I think once we create that zone, that it would not take that many American troops to secure the zone. That's my suggestion, and that's my vlog for today. Thanks for stopping by. Thumbs up if you like this vlog. Share it with anybody you think would also like this vlog. And if you got any comments about what I've talked about today or anything else, that's fine. Put it in the comments section below the vlog. Share, oh, I already said share it. So just subscribe. When you're doing all that other stuff, subscribe and come back and see me again. I'm going to look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do, bye.